Hello? How are ya? Have you any scale at all? Listen, I was back at me roots during the week, and with great crack altogether. Mr. Gilhooley's going to have cabaret in the pub. Apparently the goings on in the Piranha fish and chip rooms put the wind up him. They had him a cardigan player and a lady vocalist in from Ballygrapple. So 'twas Festy persuaded him in the end. Sure, cabaret only means some gobda sitting playing a piano, or maybe a lady contortionist, says Festy, or some trick of the loop, man. Because, says Mr. Gill, there's a piano out the road for sale belonging to the widow McFlustry, and maybe I'd buy it off her. But how'd we get it back here? Say no more, says Festy. Sure, I'll fetch it for you with the car and the trailer. Oh, listen, I meant to tell you, the Nod Rooney got off on the charge of drunken driving at the Aston Cart. Huh? Oh, do you not hear? Oh, aye, Justice McGrotty read the riot act on him altogether. You're not fit to be in charge of an ass and cart, says he. If you were a motorist, I'd take your licence away. But sure, the ass and cart is me living, your worshipful, says the Nod. I'd starve without the old ass and cart. Oh, really, says McGrotty. And how do you earn your living with an ass and cart? I haul stones, your worshipful, says the Nod. I wouldn't have thought there'd be much demand for that service, says McGrotty, and he looking down his nose at the Nod. Well, now you've hit the nail right in the head, your worshipful, says the Nod, for I'm fairly distraught with this old recession business. Oh, really, says McGrotty, and he indulged himself with a wintry little smile. Has there been a drop in your sales figures? Well, the way it is the Nod. I gets 4 loads one day, no loads more days, and more loads no days. I believe McGrotty was so confused he let the Nod off. But anyway, getting back to Festy. Well, Festy picks up the Nod with the car and trailer, and they decide to recruit the services of Revolving Willie as well. Huh? Revolving Willie? How did he get the name? Oh, well, every time he tells a story, he says, I turn round to them, and then they turn round to us, and then we all turn round to the others. And by the time he's finished, he has them all spinning like tops. But anyway, they had to put Willie in the trailer because he doesn't smell too well at the best of times, you know. Well, they're out the road, and an argument starts between Festy and the Nod about how they're going to lift the piano onto the trailer. And they adjourn to the Oliver Cromwell bar to discuss it and blow a hole in the expenses money. Well, they're only back in the car, and the Nod raises the question of what they're going to do with Revolving Willie when the piano's in the trailer. Oh, says Festy, sure, there's bound to be enough room in the trailer for him. There'll be a stool with the piano, and sure he can sit on that. Well, by the time they get out to the widow McFlustry's, the alcohol is running out their shoes. So, oh, listen, while I think of it, Begnet was down home on leave from the civil service. He's in the income tax, you know. And Mr. Gill was making wisecracks about fellas getting paid for nothing. Well, Begnet looks at Mr. Gill like a snake looking at a board, and says he, someday I'll be the chief collector, the Ard Ballyahore, and you'll get a bill from down the line and you'll refuse to pay it because it's only from the little Ballyahore. But he'll pass it up to me, Mr. Gill, and then I'll show you what a big Ballyahore I can be. But where was I? Oh, well, they managed to load the piano, and they sets off from the widow McFlustry's with Willie sitting on the piano stool in the trailer and Festy and the Nod in the car. Well, they're just driving back into Ballykilferret when the sergeant steps out and stops them. Festy rolls down the window and says he to the sergeant, is there something the matter, sergeant? We're just bringing the piano for the cabaret tonight in Gilhooley's. Why wait till tonight, says the sergeant. Sure, the cabaret started already, and then they hear the sounds of Revolving Willie and he playing the piano and he's singing in the trailer. Oh, listen, before I hang up, they found the guy that was streaking above at the convent. Aye, apparently 'twas some joker from Kilsnobbery and he'd done it for a bet. 'Twas Sister Placidus to call him. She's small but she's wiry, you know. He's above in the College Hospital with a wired up jaw, 4 broken ribs and a rupture. Listen, I'd better get off this phone. You'll have me here all day. What? Okay, cheerio so.